This trip almost didn't happen. We have been planning this Paihia summer trip for months, but 1 week before we left, a cyclone hit Northland and everything was flooded. We honestly thought we might have to cancel, but somehow we decided to take the chance and go anyway. So we packed our bags, prayed for better weather and started our 4.5-hour drive from Hamilton to Paihia. On the way we were laughing, singing and trying to keep everyone awake during the long drive.
In the morning,
And somehow the road trip energy made the whole trip feel exciting already. By the time we reached Paihia, everyone was tired but happy. Darwin made us a Filipino adobo for dinner, and honestly it was the perfect comfort meal after such a long drive. The next morning we were so excited because this was the day we were supposed to swim with dolphins and try boom knitting. The tour included visiting different islands, stopping at one of the islands for lunch, and then continuing to see dolphins and do water activities. And we were really looking forward to it.
who's waiting for us?
Wow. You're doing vlog? Hello vlog!
Weather is nice, water is nice.
As soon as we got into the cruise, the view was just unreal. Everywhere we looked, there was endless blue water surrounded by so many beautiful islands. The water was such a rich, deep blue, and watching the waves splash against the rock made everything feel so peaceful and soothing. It was one of those moments where you just stop talking for a second and simply take it in. When the water is so blue. One of the highlights of the cruise was supposed to be going through the famous hole in the rock. We were excited for the part, but because it was too windy and the waves were too rough, the boat couldn't go safely, so instead we got to admire it from distance. The tour included stopping at one of the islands for lunch and then continuing on to see dolphins and do water activities. It sounded perfect, but then the weather turned bad. When the weather turned bad, the captain gave us option to go back with half refund. Luckily, our friend managed to move the rest of the trip to next day.
I was thinking I'm gonna swim in this water.
Since our day ended early, we decided to make the most of it. We went out for a dinner at a really lovely restaurant, live music and such a cozy atmosphere. The food was amazing, everyone loved it, and somehow the disappointment from earlier slowly turned into one of those perfect evenings. Back at the hotel, the boys started karaoke and we spent the rest of the night laughing away. The next day, the weather finally turned in our favor and this ended up being the best part of the trip. We got dropped off at the island again, and while waiting for the next boat, we had our homemade spring roll.
Come on, the
This
paper.
is our homemade spring rolls or spring roll made by Kolisa
Oh no.
and me. We are sitting by the beach, and this mister only slept. So we are happy because the weather is nicer today. The water is nice and blue. You can see the clouds, but it's really warm. So excited to swim in the clear blue water. Beside us, there's a snorkeling place. We can hide the snorkel stuff, so we're gonna do that soon. I see people swimming over there, and I'm happy.
After that, I decided to go snorkeling. Even though it was a little windy, the water was surprisingly warm and so beautiful. At this point, मेरो नाम जल परिराख्दै नि हुन्छ. मलाई जता गए पनि पौडी खेल्नै पर्छ. I don't know why. Being in water just energized me in different way. Then came the moment we all been waiting for, seeing the dolphins. I have never seen dolphin in real life before, so this was such a special experience for me. They were swimming so close to the boat. There was even a baby dolphin, and that honestly made me so happy.
So what do the dolphins actually do all day? Well, they've got kind of four main things. They do some sleeping, some eating, some mating, and then once they've done all those things, they've got time for a bit of socialising. Socialising with other marine mammals, socialising with boats, socialising with each other. It's pretty clear we've caught them in the social mood. They're showing off a little bit, doing some around the country as well.
Rise inside, like a wave we just can't hide. Feel the love that's amplified, riding on this bubbly tide. Summer breeze blowing through, every taste feels brand new. With my
I felt so grateful to be there, seeing something so beautiful in real life. Then our time came to say goodbye to these beautiful dolphins and continue our trip. Along the way, we saw some islands with some cool rock formations, and then came a moment I was
This is the net we're gonna jump into and we're gonna swim.
It's beautiful weather to jump in at the moment.
After the dolphins, it was finally time for boom knitting, and this was probably the most adventurous part of the trip. If you never heard of it, it's basically like becoming part of a human washing machine. You jump into a net attached behind the boat, and as the boat moves, you get dragged across the water. We were being toasted left and right, just trying to hold on and not fall. It was actually so crazy and chaotic, but at the same time, it was so much fun. I was living my best life. I've never done anything like this before. It was honestly such a fun experience. After all that, the guys still weren't tired and started karaoke. They were fully into it, singing their hearts out like it was a live show.
Teardrops in my eye, country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. I sometimes wish I never really born at all.
While they were busy with that, I was in the kitchen cooking dinner for everyone. And of course, we ended up singing My Heart Will Go On. Everyone was really into it, like fully feeling the song. Mason was singing his heart out like it was a live concert. Konisa on the side, just pretending to sing and dance.
Spaces between us.
And I was just there watching everything, laughing and enjoying the moment.
Far, wherever you are, once more.
Meanwhile, Darwin had caught a cold from being out in the water all day, so while we were trying to hit those emotional high notes, he was just sneezing and groaning. Like every time the song got serious, he would sneeze again. And at that point, we just couldn't stop laughing. Before leaving Paihia, me and Konisa went for a sunrise walk on the beach next morning. It was really peaceful and we were just goofing around. We grabbed coffee, went back and
Day
packed up
4.
and got ready to leave.
Day 4. Day 4. Everyone had fun?
Yeah.
Everyone ready to go home?
No.
Alright, we're gonna go to Rainbow
We quickly
Falls
decided
now.
to detour and visit
Excited?
nearby attraction on our way back home. We made a quick stop at Rainbow Fall. From there, we randomly decided to check out Waipo Cave, which was about 45 minutes away. We didn't plan it, we just thought, why not? And that turned out to be such a good decision. We went inside the cave, walking through water and just exploring as we went deeper.
Through the caves, through the water, and yeah, that's what we are doing.
The rock formations were really interesting, all shaped over time. And then we noticed glowworms all over the ceiling.
Glowworm in the cave.
It was my first time seeing them, and I just stood there being amazed. It looked like a sky full of stars inside the cave. This trip reminded me how much there is to explore in New Zealand. Some of the best experiences aren't even planned, you just come across them, and getting to share a moment like this with good people made it even better. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye!